You see, there are two things that every high-level 6- and 7-figure organic dropshipper does and understands that, for most of them, is the main reason they are at 6 and 7 figures. And those two things are what I'm going to be breaking down in deep detail in this video, with the second thing we'll be going over being the biggest difference that separates the guys at that measly 4 and 5 figures lifetime rev and a 6 and 7-figure organic dropshipper that no one else on YouTube talks about. Now, before I get into what these two things are, I want you to understand that this video is made for 4, 5, and 6-figure organic dropshippers. So if you're a beginner organic dropshipper and you haven't even made your first sale with organic dropshipping, then I highly recommend just clicking off this video and going to check out some of the other free value that I have on my channel. Because if you're not at least 4 figures with organic dropshipping yet, you're not really at a level to be able to go and apply what I'm about to talk about. So now that I only have my 4, 5, and 6-figure organic dropshippers here, let's talk about the first thing that every 6 to 7-figure organic dropshipper knows and uses to their advantage, which is running saturated products. Now, I'm not saying you should just go out there and only run saturated products. That would be a very bad strategy. But what I am saying is that the data is clear, and majority of 6 and 7-figure organic dropshippers have made a large portion of their lifetime revenue with what most people would consider very saturated products. Now, before I get into how you can use this to your advantage and break down product saturation with an organic at a very advanced level, of course, I'm not just gonna make such a bold claim without backing it up. So really quick, I'm gonna show you a few things that prove what I'm saying. Example 1. Here is one of my own stores, the infamous Glow Gesture. This store has made me almost $500,000, just this one product. This is also the same product that I made a whopping $169,000 in a single month with. And there's actually a really funny story behind this. After that month, I went on to make a few $100,000 more with this product. And then shortly after that, I went and filmed a YouTube video, basically a personal case study that's on this YouTube channel. And about 2 weeks after I posted that video, I got a random message on Discord. And lo and behold, it was actually my main competitor, the guy running the account that I found the product from, who explains to me how right before I made a $169,000 month with it and went and made almost $500,000 with it, that he also made $100K in a month with the exact same product. And he made that $100K month literally a month or two before my $100K plus month. And this interaction right here from 2 years ago is what helped me finally start understanding and realizing about saturation within organic. Then another example, another product that I have another YouTube video on this channel that I made almost $100,000 with, the Puffy Tray, was a very highly saturated product at the time of me running it, already making other people hundreds of thousands of dollars before I ever even picked it up. And to show you even more data to back up this claim, here is one of my current stores. We're already at 2K just for today, almost 60K just last month from this one product that also just so happens to be very, very saturated. And then even outside of my own organic dropshipping business, a lot of this track data actually comes from students inside of my advanced organic dropshipping program, where we take 4, 5, and 6-figure organic dropshippers and help them make their first or their next 6 figures with organic. Like Kelvin here, who's made over $150 with one of the oldest products in organic and his main competitor doing over $1 million in sales. Then you have Matthew, over $60,000 with a product that has at least 20 different accounts running it as we speak. Then you have Sam, who made over $90,000 last month with one of the most saturated products in the space right now. I can almost guarantee you've probably seen it multiple times on your burner, and it's already made handfuls of people hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even one of Permill's advanced coaches, Austin, that's done over $1 million in total lifetime rev completely organically, made over $200,000 in a single month with the mini RC cars, which is a product that has been ran in the organic space for years and made handfuls of people 5 and 6 figures. The list goes on and on. And the reason for this is because guys like me, my students, and other high-level organic dropshippers understand how product saturation actually works. Because saturation within organic dropshipping almost never has to do with actual market saturation like most people think it does. And now what market saturation is and what market saturation actually means in a nutshell is that so many sales have been made with a specific product that the market of people that would buy that product as a whole is noticeably less because of how much that product has sold. And of course, the effect of that would mean less demand for the product, less people of that market left to be able to want or buy the product, which would mean less sales for that product per million views. And although this can happen, within the organic dropshipping space, it is very, very rare. And even products that have made millions of dollars are nowhere near actual market saturation. So what saturation affects the most for us as organic dropshippers is actually content itself. So what I'm implying is saturation actually has a very little effect on the sales you can make with a product. And instead, the downside to a product being saturated is the increased difficulty of being able to generate views and go viral with that product. And the reason this is so important to understand is because you cannot help or fix market saturation. If a product has reached actual market saturation, then technically that product would no longer even be a good product because it would then convert less per million views. So there wouldn't be any helping that. You would just have to go find a different product if you actually want to make sales. But understanding that this simply just is not the case for 99.9% of saturated products, and it actually has the most to do with content, means that it remains viable for you to be able to run said saturated product. And the only thing you have to do to run any of these products is just simply create better content than the majority of your competitors, run new concepts that your competitors haven't, find a new angle of marketing for that product, or just simply have a primed IG. Because if you have an actual primed Instagram account, no matter how saturated a product's content is, it barely matters. So the main point behind all of this and why this subject specifically is the reason for so much of the sales within the organic space as a whole and made so many 6- and 7-figure organic dropshippers is because you're no longer wasting weeks and months and your mental effort on trying to find that next untapped winning product. We're testing a product that never would have even made over 50K in the first place, and organic becomes mainly a content and primed account game. So my advice to you would be go run that product that you've seen on your burner a million times, that you've thought about running a million times. It might just be that one thing that helps you get to 6 figures, maybe even multi-6 figures. Now the second thing, the most important thing, the main thing that I feel like helped me finally push into that 7-figure mark in lifetime rev, which is understanding content at a systematic level instead of an opinion level. You see, most organic dropshippers look at their content from a very subjective point of view. Even a lot of 5- and 6-figure organic dropshippers out there still base the content they create on their own opinion. Majority of organic dropshippers approach the videos they're filming or the next piece of content they're gonna create on what they deem as a good clip, or what they may deem as a good text hook, or what they think makes a video look good. Just this very surface level thought process. Now, inherently, there's nothing wrong with this. Of course, if you want to get to 6 figures, multi-6 figures, 7 figures with organic dropshipping, you have to have a very good and solid foundation of being able to make a good video. But this surface level, sort of opinionated way of approaching your content becomes an issue when it gets in the way of creating what a certain account or certain product demands. Having the skill of going viral goes far beyond just being able to make a good video. And it actually dips into your ability to be able to identify what type of content a product performs well with, what type of content an account performs well with, and as well as what type of content an account and product does not. And the reason this matters so much is because you could be hindering your own progress and stopping yourself from being able to get the views you should be getting right now by only trying to create this masterpiece, this insanely high quality piece of content for every video you post for a specific product. Because what you think is a good piece of content could be the exact opposite of what would actually make that product go viral. And on the other side of that, what you may think is a lazy or bad or low quality piece of content could be the exact type of content that gets a specific product a lot of views. It's plain and simple. After doing well over 1 billion views organically selling products myself, I know for an undeniable fact, this game is not about who can make the best piece of content. This game is about who can identify what type of content that product or that account wants. So to help you better understand of what I mean by this, I'm gonna show you an example from one of my own accounts. So as you can see from this first video, I'm actually trying. There's obvious effort being put into this, multiple different clips, multiple different angles. I'm in multiple different rooms, a lot of progression. I'm, laying out the blankets and other areas. Like, I am trying really hard with this piece of content. Now, of course, this was not me trying my hardest, but it was still at least a good base level of creating a decent video. Good text hook, great lighting all the way through, a lot of progression, a lot of different clips, etc., etc. But the thing is, this video only did around 2,000 views. So then after pumping out a few videos like that were at least a mid-level of quality, and I realized that they were not performing well with that product, I changed the content style I was doing to this. As you can see, very, very low effort. One piece of text, camera doesn't move. Literally, I walk in and reveal the product. And what do you know? After about my 5th time posting this style of content, it ended up being the first viral video on that account at 100,000 views. And this is one of the best examples I could give you to explain what I mean by understanding content at a systematic level instead of an opinionated level. And this is also the reason why you'll come across those accounts that look like they are posting absolute dog shit content, crazy low quality, barely any effort put into it, but yet they're printing views, millions of views, consistently printing millions of views, and obviously making a pretty good amount of sales. And that's because that product or that account just so happened to demand that style of content. Now, for those of you watching up until this point, that means you're probably pretty serious about organic dropshipping, and you're obviously probably a 4 or 5 or 6-figure organic dropshipper that wants help scaling. So at this point of the video, I want to offer you the opportunity to work with me as well as my 7-figure organic dropshipping team and join Per Mill's advanced organic dropshipping program. This is the program I was referring to earlier in the video, and all those cool numbers that I showed you from all those other students, this is where they're from. This is the only program in the entire organic dropshipping space that is only for established organic dropshippers. We exclusively only work with organic dropshippers that have made at least 4 figures in revenue. And we take you from your 4, 5, or 6 figures in lifetime rev and help you make your first or your next 6 figures with organic. Inside of the program, you join an exclusive group of some of the biggest earners in the organic space, which includes your coaches and other students within the program. Now, not only are we the most advanced organic dropshipping coaching that you can find on the internet, but it's also the only program you'll join where you actually work with the main guy himself, me. Inside of Per Mill's Inner Circle, you work with me very closely as well as all of your other coaches. You don't just get inside the program and then I disappear. Me and you have 4 calls a month. That's 1 call a week, as well as me being inside of your coach's group chat, and that coach's group chat consisting of 4 different coaches, me and 3 other 6 to 7-figure organic dropshippers. And outside of your calls with me and that group chat, you also have unlimited calls with 2 other advanced coaches, one of them being the $1 million+ lifetime rev coach I referred to earlier, Austin. And on top of that insanely high level of organic coaching, you also have guaranteed winning products handpicked by me based off of your own product research, meaning that every single product you run while inside the program is guaranteed to be a winner. Then on top of that, of course, you get access to all of my insane resources, some of the best connections in the space. You get access to some group stuff where all the other Inner Circle students hang out, where we do 2 high-level lesson group calls for only Inner Circle students every single week, and a bunch of other fun stuff. And this is exactly how we take guys like you to your first or your next 6 figures with organic, is with this super systematic approach. While you're getting hands-on help with all these one-on-one calls with some of the best organic dropshippers in the entire space, as well as having us in your back pocket day to day, you take that with the guaranteed winning products and this constant loop of winning products I'm feeding you, and then all of that coaching to keep your accounts, the content, and your next decision dialed in for those products. It becomes like clockwork for us to take you from whatever current lifetime rev you're at and go far beyond it. So as I said before, this program is not for beginners. If you are a beginner organic dropshipper, do not even apply to join and come back to us once you have hit at least 4 figures in revenue. But if you are one of my 4, 5, or 6-figure organic dropshippers and you're interested in joining Per Mill's Inner Circle, I'm gonna leave a link down below in the description of this video where you can apply to work with me and the team one-on-one, and then book a one-on-one call with me personally, not some random sales guy or somebody from my team, but me personally, where we'll talk about everything that you've done with organic dropshipping, what you're currently doing now, and how Per Mill's Inner Circle may be able to help you. So like I said, if you are interested in getting to that next level with organic, I'm gonna leave that link down below in the description of this video. Go click on it, apply, get that call with me booked, and hopefully I see you inside the program soon. But that's gonna conclude today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.